Yo, what's up, everybody? Lobo's here with everybody on camera today.
Wow.
How about that? Blah blah. Binks, DanMalore, YoJimbo. How y'all doing?
Should I really make them mad?
Why? Just go it. Oh no!
I've never watched Star Trek, really, so.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, yeah, pretty short episode we got this week, huh?
Yeah.
It was
It's
kind
got-
of
we got
short and the pacing was a little off too, but we'll talk about that later.
yeah. Okay, I thought it was just me, but yeah, because there was
No,
a few.
It was like herky jerky, like, oh, we're gonna do something. Nope, nothing's gonna happen. And then
I did a
kind of bizarre.
I hung out yesterday on the guy who loves Star Wars live stream watch along, and most of the people there seemed to like love the episode, and I was just
Really?
like, meh, yeah. And
I didn't hate it.
The runtime is starting to become a problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was my only issue, is that they're just so short. It didn't feel quite as short as episode 4 or episode 3. I can't remember.
4 was day, right?
Four was the last one that ended on an abrupt
A clip.
like
Yeah.
cliffhanger, like this one did. It just
You know what's going to end
expecting
up
that-
happening is as soon as the series is done, someone's just going to paste it together, and we're going to get like a 2 hour 45-minute long movie.
yeah.
I would watch that. I would rewatch it in that format for sure.
Oh, they've done it. Yeah, re-edits.
Yeah,
of
they-
of
the-
shows.
Okay.
They did the Kenobi series. Someone redid the Kenobi series, and it's way better as a film. I mean, as a movie, as opposed to
Because I think
an
it originally
episodic
was going to be a
content.
film.
Yeah.
It was originally going to be a film. It's kind of obvious. This episode could have been a part of another episode too. That's happened before.
See, when we're talking about the runtime, and we were talking about like, oh, why don't they have flashbacks? It's because the runtimes are so short that they don't have the like, they don't have the
room.
time to do it. Yeah,
yeah. I just
Crazy. It seems crazy with the budget they had that they couldn't do a little bit more, but
Yeah.
maybe I just don't know how that all works.
it starts making like establishing shots infuriating.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
I mean, I like stuff like that. I like
So do
where
I.
things are allowed to breathe, but not when
Yeah.
it's at the sacrificing like the actual story. This is probably my least favorite episode of the show so far,
Really?
even more so than the
Wow.
other. Like episodes 1, 2, and 3. At least stuff sort of happened. This one just like
yeah. A lot of the YouTube streams that I've watched today talking about the show. A lot of people are like, "This is my third favorite episode."
Yeah, I actually really like this one.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was, I mean, it was weird,
That's
and like
good.
you said, that the editing was a little weird, but all in all, I think it was a good episode.
I think it was also
well,
intentionally
I have
weird
questions.
because we have like this is a crossing over point. Like there's literally like recycling shots. And the dynamic between each of the teachers definitely seems reversed.
Right.
Was there any news this week? before we-
Any Star Wars news this week?
I don't have anything.
The Rey movie's been delayed farther.
Oh, so they flinched, huh, on the release date. They weren't going to go against Dune.
No, it's I think, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I shouldn't have said that.
It's rumors and stuff, right?
It's rumors. There's no
fine.
no definitive thing. The only definitive thing is they announced Aspyr has remastered Star Wars Bounty Hunter from the GameCube, PlayStation
yeah.
2 era.
We didn't mention that last week.
No.
No.
What happened?
It's
I thought we did, so yeah, that's a good mention.
it's going to be on all platforms, all the current generation things, and they've changed the controller scheme. So in the original game, your main blaster button was it on PlayStation? Is it square? Whichever. I'm going to use an Xbox controller for. It used to be this button. Now it's supposed to be the triggers. And since Jango Fett has dual pistols, supposedly each trigger is each gun, which cool.
Yeah, that could be cool. I
They're
also
implementing
kinda-
haptics with it.
Yeah.
That's right. I've read about it.
number one, I hate haptics. Number two, I do not like triggers being like what I use to actually like most of the way I interact with a game. Because I've been playing Elden Ring and it's been driving me insane. Having to use shoulders and triggers.
That's
I'm not
how-
as big of a gamer as you guys are, but I can't stand using the triggers either.
they like the Assassin's Creed games have all switched to triggers and shoulders. They
Yep.
started
Just because
as-
I'm old and I'm used to Nintendo controllers still, so
Well, I'm
I'm trying to
relearning.
think. I'm trying to think what triggers are used for. Usually, in driving games, it's the throttle and the brake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm fine with. That
yeah.
works great.
It's so yeah, the throttle and brake is definitely an improvement from how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But
On,
yeah.
off.
Yeah, just yeah, exactly. You can't really control your speed if you're just holding down a button that has no, feedback.
I want
But anyway,
100% braking all the time when I'm pressing the
Yeah.
brakes.
That's what, because you need a range. You need like full speed, half speed.
yeah, you
hard
floor
brake,
it, you
soft
floor
brake.
it, and you manage your brake. That's it.
This has been
Um,
Gaming Corner.
When's that coming out?
August 1st, I think. Yeah, you
Okay,
could
soon.
already preload it if you're on the Xbox platform. It's about 10 gigs. There's no preload dates for the other systems yet.
The only thing that I know is that that they did change from the original game is that in the original game there was a hint that if you complete all the missions you can get a Boba skin.
Yeah,
And they actually put it in there. It wasn't in the original game for whatever reason.
yeah,
And now you can actually do it,
Yeah, I don't.
which is kind of strange.
I'm one of the few people that actually got 100% on that thing. Apparently,
It's like they didn't finish the
I've-
game or something.
I've learned it. I've learned this through just watching, YouTubers that gamer YouTuber videos. That a lot of people started it 20 years ago when it came out, and not everybody finished it to 100%. But if I dragged out my old GameCube, I still got the save data.
Have any of you played Star Wars Hunters yet?
The phone game?
Yeah.
No, I was actually thinking about starting it yesterday, but I couldn't find it in the app that pays me to play video games.
Oh, okay.
So
It is still there. It's okay. It's a little repetitive. It's a battle game, and they're all there's a ranked battle or a casual battle. I'm not sick of it yet. I've definitely gotten used to the controls, which are a little odd. But yeah, you get set up with teams of 4, and it's the Mudhorns and the Gundarks, and you get switched around. It's you're not one or the other ever. But yeah, there's just these different battles. It's again, it gets repetitive. I might be tired of it soon, but I'm not tired of it yet.
all right, good to know.
Worth a try. Anyways, the graphics are great. It's a very large game, so make sure you have space on your phone and all of your apps don't get deleted like happened to me.
Fair enough.
That's my advice.
Yeah, that's the only news that I heard. I'm glad you remembered that because I forgot about that.
Let's see. Oh, they added a flashlight to it too. Bounty Hunter.
Oh yeah, it reminds me of Doom 3 when they added a flashlight to that through a mod
It's like why?
because it was so dark.
That's not real. No flashlights in Doom.
No, they're called torches. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
What was the name of this episode?
This episode's name is
Quite
Teach-
clever.
is
Each,
Teach/Corrupt.
Yeah.
And
we've gone back to the double name again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Well, I
you're
mean, we
left
kind of it makes it
figure
even
out which is which, though.
But it also definitely makes it more obvious that episodes 4 and 5 should have been one, because it would have been day and night.
Right.
The only standalone name we really have is for the 3rd episode, or the first flashback episode, which might pair up with whatever the next flashback episode, which everybody seems to be expecting next week, is going to be.
Yeah, it's kind of looking that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So teach corrupt. Dan, you
Do we
know
have any chats there? Oh yeah, let's get that out of the way. Directed by Hanel M. Culpepper, and written by Jocelyn Bio and Jason McAuliffe.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I didn't look up their backgrounds, but I'm sure they've had some kind of connection to Star Wars. That seems to be the way. Or Marvel.
No, those names definitely sound just Disney pop culture, like Disney action adventure people.
Mm-hmm. Now, yeah, it is interesting. I didn't think about that name, Teach Corrupt. The corrupt part, I could see that. I'm trying to think of the teach part, but who's teaching, who's corrupting?
Who's teaching, who's corrupting? Or are they both doing it a little bit each?
That's a good question.
Because here's the thing, like, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of speak on it just a little bit. Soul, the way that he demands attention at the end of the episode is a little suspect.
Yes.
Yeah, he's super sus, as the kids
you
put
know.
It.
I've been waiting to tell you something, and you're gonna listen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While you're strapped to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's acting very.
You're gonna bring in a Mr. Handy robot and try to take her organs. Wait, what?
No, they're gonna get one of those like tentacle monsters.
Oh right. Oh, the thing that the guy had on in the first with the prison ship, was that episode 2? All right. So I guess let's get into the episode, and we get what's slowly becoming a meme. The beginning of the episode has Osha waking up yet again.
The same.
I think this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Osha wake up.
But they reused the same like rig from her waking up in the first one.
Yeah.
You mean where it turns?
Yeah.
90 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick up on that. That's interesting. I wonder what that means. Is there any chats there? I see some kind of note. Okay, no, we're good.
No, that's some notes. So Osha wakes up on a planet that she's not very familiar with. Not only is she not familiar with it, I should probably touch on this. We see after she wakes up and looks around a little bit, she checks herself and she's got her wound has been dressed.
Before you wreck
healed.
Yourself.
A lot of people last week or like not last week, but it was last week, thought that Kamir,
force heal,
aka the stranger, was force healing her when he was just using the force to gently roll her over.
Because I saw that
her over, not just because he flung her aside like no problem, just with a simple flick of the wrist at the beginning of episode 5, and then we see at the end of the episode, or the end of episode 4 is when he flung her aside. I'm sorry, right before the fight that was in episode 5. So he was just him doing very slow and deliberate to gently turn her over instead of throwing her down the path.
I saw some replays of that scene because people the nerds analyzing it over and over again. And I thought I saw the wound change color. And that's why I thought he was doing a force heal on.
But it was just a perspective changing from her rolling over.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. People were like, "Look, it's like changing color. He's like healing her and everything like that." There's precedent in Star Wars for force healing, so it wouldn't have been like completely out of the.
Yeah, but force healing isn't generally associated with a dark side power. You know, that's
I mean, both sides can push. Both light side and dark sides can push and force throw. So, I mean, there might be some
I mean,
crossover.
there is definitely overlap, but I just, you know,
But
I
a
think
dark
if
side
they,
user is not going to use his power to heal somebody, probably.
not outside of himself.
Their life force, right? They're not going to.
Yeah, they would use their own. They would use.
They would drain someone else's life to heal themselves.
Exactly.
They would siphon it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'd be okay.
Health siphon, not heal. Exactly.
I'd also make the argument that the force itself and powers are agnostic and don't care. It's just your intent.
Right. So we get Osha. I almost called her May. Osha's confused as hell. She's found food left out for her, tea left out for her. Like, at least she's assuming it's left out for her, but she wasn't strapped down. She's there as more as a guest than a prisoner, and it's takes her a while to come to that thing, and we get this little creature that looks like a
mouse elephant or something.
Yeah. I don't. There's a name for it. I've already forgotten what it was.
It's got a little.
But they did announce. They did give a name for it. I don't remember what it is. I'm wondering if I can't have audio descriptions on while I'm doing this, or otherwise it would. So she then finds some. Whoa!
What happened?
Did you mean to do that? Did I just drag you back in?
Yeah, I just went to the lobby. I still saw myself and I could hear everybody.
We can't hear you if you're there. Just so you know.
No, I didn't go to the I didn't do anything. I was messing with my lights here.
Okay.
Maybe my lights interfere. I'll try to turn them back on, and if it messes up, I won't use them.
No, it just made the little pop noise and you went out. Anyway, Osh finds a pack with knives in it and some clothing and a pair of boots. So that, my friends, is the shortest cold open we've got so far this season.
I think that was my first thought.
And it cost
during this episode
$40 million to shoot that scene. That's why it was a $180 million show, because they had to rent this island.
Just for this island, just for these shots. And then we're given the great.
Unknown planet.
Is it Octu? We're not going to tell you.
I hope they don't. I don't hope they never tell us. That'd be fine.
But they kind of do tell us it's not Octu.
I mean, if it's a known planet, would there be a reason to not show that?
I think it's funny that they're so consistent about their labeling of planets on this show.
Yeah,
Andor did it.
That's true.
They've done it so far on the show. Every time we went to a new planet, it's given us the name.
Yep.
Even when it was irrelevant to even know, it still gave us a name. This they're leaving as unknown planet. So a lot of people were speculating that it was Octo. Leslie Headland did an interview, and she confirmed that it was not, but she was also unwilling to give up the name of what it is.
So maybe they're not saying the name because it's going to be relevant later.
Head fake. But no, they said what it is that it's thematically they come from similar locations. Leaving it open that whatever his order is, whether Jedi, whether Sith, they come from a similar planet as like the Jedi and Octo.
Right. Makes sense. It would be balanced, right? Because Force is all about balance.
I quote someone when I say it's like poetry, it rhymes.
Oh yeah, I wonder who said that.
George Lucas.
No way. But a lot of no, I'll get to that later. Let's see here. Oops, I keep pushing the wrong buttons on my computer.
You know,
There
I'll
we
wait till we get to it. I think there's a reason this is an unknown planet, though.
Those things are like either I can't decide if they're cute or if they're ugly.
Both.
Yeah.
They're like weird elephant dinosaur birds. It was so strange.
They got to make new birds, like the ones that were covering up in episode the whatever. Was it in Last Jedi that they had the little
Yeah,
Porgs?
The porgs.
Yeah, because they were covering up for like the puffins.
Oh, I see.
Because there's already puffins there.
I like that Chewbacca was eating them though.
Yeah, that was probably the best part of the movie. I mean, yeah, I mean, Wookiees got to eat meat. They got sharp teeth, you know, and they worship the trees. Why would they eat the tree?
A Wookiee's got to eat.
Right. So we get that's Kamir's ship out there on an island all by itself, which makes you wonder how he got her in the cave dry, you know, but maybe the tide was washed out when he did it.
Like it says, the low tide.
Yeah, or you could wait for low tide.
Yeah. I wondered when he said, well, I guess we'll get to that.
Right.
He does talk about the tide conditions, like, yeah, you can go now.
Yeah.
So he probably just walked across when they arrived.
Probably. So here we go. We're back on Kofar because they tell us we're on Kofar. Like we wouldn't be able to
timing. Okay, this is part of the weird like editing choice.
Yeah.
How much time has passed? Like, no time has passed here, but then it's the next morning on this other planet. So
I'm glad that you mentioned the timing because we do get one of those like convenient timing things later in the episode too. Like,
it probably would have made sense to start with this scene, but I that's fine.
Otherwise, you're right though. Like, what's with the instantaneous travel in this show?
No, I'm assuming
right
that
because
the
this
scene
is
that we just saw happens later, and this happens
right because this
after
is
the last episode.
Because this is Kofar. I mean, this is Soul and
right now
and May taking off.
Yeah.
What? How long did it take them to get? Like, how did
12
Kamir
hours
get May? I mean Osha back to his planet.
Carry her to the cave, dress her wounds, make food.
Yeah, exactly. Have all the time to set up all that stuff.
Well,
and they're just barely leaving. How far away is this village where they landed to where everything went down? Like, not that much time. I mean, Kamir would have had his ship, would have had to get on the ship immediately jump and
and be within like hours of travel.
Yeah, minutes of travel.
Yeah.
Less than an hour. Like, because I mean, when May and Kamir were running to fight Kelnaka in the first place, like there was another 10 minutes after 20 minutes of the episode has already passed. Like, come on. Timing is not managed well here. Like, this should have been the opening,
right? And
them leave.
Then you would have like the logic, the rationale thing of like, oh, this is happening afterwards, like hours afterward.
So
Yeah.
that was kind of funky editing. I know why they did it because they were like the other scene is more important to cold open with. Okay, but it's still kind of wonky. Like this next cut. It should have been to Sol and May in orbit. That would have been okay. Like they took off and now they're in orbit already.
Instead of an establishing shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they need to be still on the planet? It's the useless shot.
They should have. Yeah, they should have been already. If they were already in the in the atmosphere, like at least airborne, like fully airborne.
Yeah, obviously
you
they're
know,
having engine
like-
trouble, so that's fine. They didn't leave anywhere, but
Like they could have just they
it
could have
threw me
just
off.
opened, because it goes from the ship lifting off just a little bit to immediately into the cockpit. Like it could have just start the scene here.
Exactly.
No, don't put us on that other planet. Still in the daytime.
And the establishing shot could have been orbit. I don't want to get bogged down in the weeds here, but it was a weird editing choice. One of a few during this episode.
Right. Which just makes you think that
It was part of another episode or something.
This series should have been half as many episodes. With
Yeah.
just longer
Or two, like we've mentioned before, or two movies.
They should have had last night. We should have saw the finale last night, this morning, whenever you watched it.
Or like
'cause-
2 weeks in a row.
It's like
a
it's
2-hour
holiday
movie and then a 2-hour
weekend.
movie.
It's the holiday, in the United States, at least, we have 4th of July starting, for a lot of people, it's going to start as soon as the sun goes down tonight.
They've already started at my house and the sun is not down here yet.
No, I mean, I'm sure on the East Coast right now, there's fireworks displays going off in all the little neighborhoods. Regardless if they're official or just people having fun. Be safe out there. If you're playing with fireworks out there, be mindful of what the laws are in your area. Please don't start any brush fires or fires.
And keep all of your fingers.
And please pay attention to your pets' needs. A lot of them are freaked out. Don't torture your pets. Or your neighbor's pets.
I second that.
Lots of animals go missing on holidays like the 4th of July. Be mindful. So, and by missing, I mean they get scared and they run. So, yeah. Anyway, back to
Octu.
It's not Octu.
Just kidding.
They're in the atmosphere of Kofar.
Yeah, we're still on Kofar.
We're still on Kofar, man. But we get Master Soul, which really surprised me. Trying to send a message to
We gotta send them a message.
the Jedi Council. But he's having a problem with the transmitter.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. And
No, that was his problem.
while he's doing
Bad
that,
reception.
we get May walks into the main living space on the ship, and I can't tell if this looks like Star Wars or if this looks like Fallout.
Yeah. I was thinking that the choice of mint green was particularly like 1950s.
Yeah. And just like
cream and mint.
And also
Well,
just like the worn scuffs on the edge of the counter,
So
it's-
if the Galactic Civil War is during the 70s, this is the 50s. It makes sense. It's like an earlier time.
yeah.
If there's influences, like on pop. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know. But
Star Wars.
If you're ever, guys, if you're ever feeling useless, just remember that there's a med bed on this ship. Because nobody got back to the med bed.
Right.
No survivors.
It was used.
No,
it was used
no survivors.
It was used for OSHA when she first was rescued. That's about it.
right.
Remember
Right.
that?
Yeah.
Remember
That's that
where,
bed right there on the right, right?
You know what? remember when Yord used to steam his robes there?
Oh,
Yord.
the Yord horde is so sad,
It's probably a mercy with a name like that he got whacked.
right? So
Maybe he's Norwegian.
I don't know about that. But we got
Racist.
Basil knowingly staring at May.
My least
I'm
favorite character. in all of
Definitely
Star Wars.
sniffing her out.
Yep.
Basil?
Yeah, I think because he's not Warwick Davis or something. I don't know why I don't like him. I want to.
Oh my gosh.
I want to punch him.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like Basil. He's like
All
a
right.
no.
guy.
All right.
There's
All
something
right,
I'm a
Renee.
fan. I'm a fan.
No, I don't like him.
You know,
I don't trust him.
the moment Basil gets hurt is the moment this becomes the worst Star Wars show in history.
Right?
Dude, I want Basil to get sucked up into one of the engines or something. I don't know.
That's his destiny.
I don't mean to be mean, but I'm being mean to Basil. I don't know why.
He's just too cute.
He's not cute. He's gross looking.
Why? Because he looks like a beaver who went to the dentist, which neither one of them were near a control panel. So unless
It's got to be Basil, right?
unless he set it on a delay, it had to be Basil.
See, he's a saboteur. Dan's right.
I mean, that's the
He's
Jedi maintain their ships, okay? Like there's not like they're running on no budget.
He's impeding an official investigation of the Jedi Council. Well, I guess it's not really.
But I think he's trying to prevent.
No.
her from-
It's only impeding the Jedi Council if you touch the documents. Wait, no. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry. Oh, hey, Jacob. How you doing? It's not Basil. It's Pip. All right.
Oh,
that makes sense too. He would have the actual technical know-how.
Well, I maybe like Basil got Pip to sabotage the ship because Basil doesn't know about engineering or something. So yeah,
Pip's like
right. It could have been like, hey, we can do this, kind of.
Yeah. They seem to be talking it over before. Like, what can we do to stop this? She's on the ship now. What can we do to stop her? So that makes sense.
we get our first scene that doesn't focus on one of the twins. We're over on Coruscant at the Jedi Temple with
this character. I don't know why I can't stand her.
Well,
she's not a big
first of all,
fan.
she's sus. She's like super suspicious in her behavior.
So you're saying you don't like the mid-level functionary character who's like middle management? Like, who knows why?
Yeah, she's that assistant manager,
Yeah.
she's just like a robot, and maybe she's trying to cover up something up.
Well, she is.
Oh yeah,
and
she definitely is.
She is definitely doing that. Like,
I feel like
Soul.
She's bad. I don't trust her.
Soul on this. Like we find out shortly. I don't want to pick through this too much.
The thing is that like
find out shortly, like the mission that Soul is on
was a secret.
She claims to she sent him on, but she didn't tell anybody else.
No.
Nope.
Like
there is layers of like cover up going on here, and that's why I think she's sus. I don't like her.
New phone. Who did? That's funny. But yeah, so we get Vernestra talking to a senator. Like they're trying to. They want to do an inspection on the Jedi.
They should.
Which is why she's trying to cover everything up.
It's the alien though is one of the ones from the Old Republic.
Oh yeah.
It's what are they called?
The Three Eyes guy?
They have like the Water City. KOTOR 2 or 1?
I don't
you don't know because you don't like KOTOR.
And her Padawan is kind of a doofus, or her assistant is kind of a doofus.
Yeah,
But he's
this
not
is-
in on it though.
I don't.
It's like,
Yeah,
Master, don't you get sick traveling through hyperspace? Let us take care of this.
Well,
this is here. You know the reason she gets sick, and it's kind of one of my things that I'm also was frustrated with the show about. Like I had to go Googling like what's this lady's deal with hyperspace. She has a very big deal with hyperspace.
Yeah.
What is it?
She basically channels the Force and has like prophecies.
Oh.
So when she goes into hyperspace, she like starts seeing like
she gets
visions of the
unsettled.
future.
Yep.
That is what's unsettling.
Is that explored in the show, or you just read about it online?
It's in about it online.
It's in the High Republic novels.
Yeah.
Got it. Oh, she's a
So
character in the novels.
Yeah. So if you're a High Republic fan, you know what the deal is. If you're just an average Star Wars fan who doesn't know how to read books,
I've read a few of the books. I haven't read any of the novels for this series though.
Yeah.
I was hoping this would sell me on
the High Republic. It seems like it's like near the end of the High Republic, and depending on, there's a lot of people who are making theories about what's up with Vernestra that are not. They're not really happy on what's looking might be one of the.
Because it looks like she's being played. It looks like she's being played pretty much.
Yeah.
By the dark side of the Force, just like keeping her in the dark while she's actively like seeking it out. She knows that something's happening beyond her vision and is still incapable of like getting her hands on it.
A lot of stuff's going to happen in the next 2 episodes. That's for sure.
I don't know. Not if they're as short as this one was.
The next episode's been better read 2 hours each.
Yeah, she's definitely hiding things.
Yeah, that's the whole
Definitely
point of
hiding things, Jacob.
Like she doesn't want him to know. It's like they're about to have an inspection and they just found rats in the pasta or something, you know, like
right. they just looked under Remy's hat, right? They just looked under Remy's hat.
They're throwing the mayonnaise that's 3 weeks past the expiration out now. Like they've been using it for like sandwiches all week, but now it goes out.
All right. So we cut back to Osha and Kamir walking along the beach, and she says to him, "You speak as if you were a Jedi," and he's like, "I was a long time ago." And it's like, how old is this guy if he was a Jedi a long time ago?
Well, Vernestra,
and then he reiterates it, right? Doesn't he say it
he's
twice?
like a long time ago. So there's different ways, like because Star Wars has a sci-fi component. He could have been frozen. He could have been stuck in hyperspace for 1,000 years. Like weird stuff can happen. We don't know. It'd be interesting.
He could have been eaten by a Sarlacc and simultaneously eat the Sarlacc and gain 75 pounds.
Or he could be it defaults to dark side droid. That's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. Maybe because it like now it's bonded to her now. It's been factory reset.
all the changes she's made that Osha made to it have just been reset. Yeah. Now it doesn't care. It has no like moral compass.
Right. Now
I feel bad for him. Like all of Pip's I hope Pip can be restored later. Like it's got a backup.
Well, it probably like downloaded in like a quarter of a second as soon as it got set on the charger. The ship downloaded it. Like okay,
backed up. But still, yeah, Pip is now like just mind wiped. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is, and I think
it's basically killing a character.
Well, we know they don't have problems doing that.
No,
but I mean that's the closest we get to a character death in this episode.
I consider it's a type of death. Like all his memories and experiences are gone. He died. It sucks. Pip, I like I said, I keep saying I would like a Pip action figure on my desk. That'd be cool,
right?
He's not.
We get a little bit of exposition about how the Jedi teach the Force from Kamir, and Osha doing if you don't, you flex your muscle with it, basically it fades away. And Kamir's like, nah, that's not the truth. There's other ways to tap into it. Which Osha points out those are dark side, like the pathways to the dark side emotions.
That's the dark side.
And then she finally brings up the fact that he murdered her friends. And he responds with, no, I killed Jedi. Like people that he killed those who threatened his existence. He killed Yord, and he points out it was a man who didn't hesitate to turn in for a crime that you didn't commit. How good of a friend is that? You killed Jecki, and he responds with, and where did you think that was going to go?
Yeah, that was an interesting
yeah, like bringing a child soldier. You brought a child soldier into a battle zone.
No, I think he means it more of like she was interested in Jecki in a
romantic way,
or at least a more personal relationship.
Right. The entire point is that like he says that they're like your friends, but the thing is that they're discouraged from having friends.
Right.
They're discouraged. Jecki was like telling Saul, like, you have too much attachments, like to the people. And he probably does.
It's like, yeah, because I murdered her entire family.
I remember murdering her family. Yeah, and it bothers me.
Exactly.
Sure would be a shame if I had like a screw go loose one day.
Right. And he's just still seducing her with his words there.
Use your
the
words.
Other thing is, Yord tried to leave her defenseless too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Screw Yord.
You know you're a secret member of the Yord Horde, Dan.
Yord Horde. Oh my god. I mean, there's gonna be Yord cosplay at conventions for sure. I know.
Let's see. What are these guys saying? Pip's new mission to find John Connor.
I like it. He's reprogrammed and sent back in time.
Yeah.
That's what
those lines are usually in a straight line, not in a triangle format. It was more like Mi Vida Loca.
Yeah, what's the name of her Marvel character that everyone keeps calling her? X1 or something?
X27?
Yeah, that's on all the YouTube channels. They're like, and then he murders X27.
Yeah.
You know, call her Jecki.
She's a clone of Wolverine.
Yeah.
So she should have a ceiling factor. Why isn't she up and around yet? But yeah. So Osha is like, I'm not that as easily corrupted as my sister is, and storms out onto the railing. Oh, sorry. There it is.
Marjoram shots.
Right? And we get Kamir saying, aren't you forgetting something? Because Osha still has his lightsaber. Like, I don't know about you guys, but if I was holding on to some Sith lightsaber, I probably wouldn't give it back to the Sith guy. Like, yeah.
Sure. Here, have your weapon.
Here's a X-23. Sorry. Thank you, Mar. Laura Kinney.
Abbott Kinney.
Not Abbott Kinney. I stay off that street when I'm doing
Letter Kenny.
Letter Kenny. That's a show, right?
You would probably like it.
I wouldn't know.
Because it's Canadian. Is it Canadians or Newfoundlanders or something? Newfies? I can't remember what it was.
So I didn't quite like Kamir's kind of brave here, I guess. He's like, calling
Go ahead and stab me.
Do it. Turn it on. But he's probably wearing some freaking Cortosis freaking undershirt or something. that he just put on while she wasn't looking. Right.
And
Or like
if he's wrong, what's the worst? He just dies.
No,
Problem
if you only get
solved.
stabbed
Right.
once, it's not a headshot. Maybe.
right.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
she's
That's the only way
definitely
you know. That's the only way you know your strike is final is if you separate the head and shoulders. But he gives her the whole. Why aren't you a Jedi?
in this modern era, you know you've
Why aren't
done it
you a
right.
Sith?
In the modern era of Star Wars, you know you've done it right when like a tree like gets panned right in front of where you're getting decapitated, and then your head falls off on one side of the tree.
Right.
Because yeah, that was definitely the way they did that on Ahsoka and this show.
Right.
How you get a decapitation.
I don't remember the decapitation.
That was because it was behind a tree.
It was right after the Sith kebab.
Oh, okay.
Or wait, on Ahsoka, you mean?
On Ahsoka, that was at the temple. Like
Yeah.
the Morgoth part.
The more.
Yeah.
Wait,
Morgan.
who gets decapitated? Morgan?
No, some
One of the undead stormtroopers?
yeah.
Yeah, so we get Chimera telling Osha that he lost everything. And she kind of eases up on him.
He lost control of the Jedi Order because he's Jedi Prime.
Right. So we get back to this dump. Sorry, I mean the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, it's horrible there.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you get to spend a lot of time on this planet in the other shows and movies.
You don't think he's telling her a little bit of truth? Maybe, Mar. Maybe you might.
Yeah, but he's
be
using
right.
it to manipulate her. Yeah, he's definitely still trying to
He's-
manipulate her. So
Yeah, totally.
Sugar helps the medicine go down.
yeah, the best place to hide a lie
In the
is
most
between
delightful
two
way.
trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
But I agree with you, Dan. Like,
So this fool, his name, I thought she called him Mark
I couldn't
earlier,
control it. Yeah, that's
but
what
his
it
name
is.
is Mog.
yeah, he's
Mog,
half man,
yeah.
half dog.
Jorgen Mog.
That's gonna make me barf.
I was wrong.
Barf. No, that's my name.
There's
Barf.
the cell calf. There's a
The
cell
what?
calf in the background. That was where
Oh,
the
yeah.
cell calf is.
A what?
Cell calf. That was the
Oh,
one from
that
Binks.
creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you
this-
see them in Jedi Survivor
this guy
too.
right here.
So Manon was okay in the end. That was the planet they were on. They were like a backwater that was not in good financial shape until like Revan gets there.
Darth Revan.
I don't like this lady. She's sus.
Yeah, she's
Something weird going on.
she is pretty sus. What's weird though is like every scene she's in, she looks like she's trying not to move as much as possible.
That they don't explain.
Right.
You know, you're lucky to get a planet name in Star Wars.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you don't get like, oh, this is a Gonk droid. You know, they
Mhm.
name Gonk later on in the shows, but like
They
there's just a
never
Gonk
explain
droid
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just walking around in the original Star Wars, just walking around. You're not going to get explanation of every single thing that's on the screen.
Right.
So that
So we
that argument I don't buy. That's just hater. The hater is just like
Right.
looking-
That's
digging
kind
for
of
stuff
how
to complain about.
that's kind of how I took it. I pretty much echoed your defense of it. The few times that I saw it in the chat rooms I was in. But
I mean, do they explain what Tabana gas is used for in Empire Strikes Back? No, they just name drop it, but they don't tell you what it's for.
right, a lot of people think that it's what they use for carbon freezing, and that's not accurate.
I think it's used for energy source, right?
yeah, it's for
that comes out. That's in the books and the comics and everything later. Like Star Wars doesn't have to. That was what made it cool. Is I didn't have to explain a bunch of stuff. the kind of the stuff they explained was like hyperspace. Han Solo kind of quickly explains it to a farm boy. You know, like there's a couple moments of that, but
Right.
Over-explaining kind of takes away the magic, especially like
right.
I like Solo, but the Kessel Run being part of it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was cool when the lightsabers were going out. You're like, oh man, what is he doing to their lightsabers? Like, by explaining it, it would have like taken all like the wind out of the sails in that scene. It was,
yeah. Well, I guess I mean
the narrative thrust. You don't need to stop and say, "Oh, Cortosis,
he's got Cortosis armor."
Someone could have said that.
I mean, no, those Jedi didn't know what the hell they were dealing with. They didn't.
No,
know.
They didn't. They were all scared.
They didn't know what it was.
It was great.
Yeah. They had no idea what it was.
Scared Jedis running around with their heads cut off. Oh wait, it's only two of them.
Anyways,
but
argue about pacing, argue about the writing, character development, but Cortosis, get out of here. Get out of here. That's the least thing wrong with this show.
But yeah, so Kamir tries to convince May to try on the helmet, and she's like, I don't trust you. He's like, you shouldn't trust me, but you should trust yourself. So did I say May again? I meant Osha. These twins are wrecking my brain. So he just leaves Osha chilling in his pad, staring at his helmet. And then is that where it is? They do kind of show a ore vein on the wall, so it seems to.
I thought maybe he gets it from this planet. That's why he's here.
Yeah, it seems to imply that
he would be the most expensive planet in the galaxy if it's true.
So we get a shot that I was not expecting.
Oh, Jackie,
the holy Jackie. At least close her eyes, for God's sake, you heartless Jedis.
Well, they just found
heathens.
I think they imply that they just found.
Yeah, it seems like they're just now surveying the damage.
Yeah. I mean, even Yord's eyes are open.
Yeah. No mercy tonight.
Yord Schmord.
Yord. Lobo and I went to Disneyland last week, and I couldn't help but Yord as I was walking through Batu.
His name is already past tense.
His name was Yord.
So what did we say this guy's name was?
Mog.
Oh,
hair. Dog.
Look at that hairdo. It's terrible.
He's got the worst Padawan hair.
Oh God, that hairdo.
Excuse me, that's Jedi Knight hair, isn't it?
And you bring this guy as an investigator? Ugh.
Well, I mean, he's probably her current Padawan.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why she's like, what do you think happened here? He's like, oh, an explosion. I'm guessing he's basing that off of the dirt because nothing really exploded except for that first force push.
I thought for a moment they were going to explain the red dirt, but never mind.
Right. He's got this sole aim was to leave no survivors. And there's some wings rustling. And we get the Umbra Moth. And we
main vein.
The main vein.
Drain the main vein.
And
that's why this is an unknown planet, because the Jedi are glassing this planet after this shit happens on it.
Maybe.
I think Cortosis is too valuable for them to like leave hanging around the universe.
But that's if they even find out about it.
It's true.
You know, because right now it's
one person knows and one Jedi knows and two, yeah. two young women.
Right. And like, we're expecting something. And what do we get? We get
Vader
Nothing.
breathing. We get
Which is
breathing
basically-
sounds.
Yeah,
we get
she was
heavy
heavy breathing.
breathing.
But
It
basically, that summarizes the entire episode for me. Like, we just get nothing other than a little
Right.
bit of like.
We got
I
a
have
little
a
bit
backstory.
of we got a little bit of seduction.
I have
We
a
got
theory
a little
though,
bit of shoot.
especially regarding
Star Wars theory?
Yes, regarding the helmet though. Like once she's put on the helmet and cut off from the like vast majority of the Force, that's what's gonna like basically unblock her Force capability.
Right.
It's like being in a Faraday cage, you know? Like, oh, you're reconnected. Because I think that she pretty much got forcefully disconnected. Like her whole like, oh, I don't use the Force because I got failed in training. I think it's more like, no, they cut the umbilical and cut her ass off of the like for something.
I can see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So the
I mean,
the idea being that like once she's inside the diving helmet, the link of the Force, like keeping her severed, is basically cut off from her, kind of, you know. So basically, the conduit's reopened,
it's possible.
and that's
It's
my theory.
possible. Yeah.
The Star Wars theory.
Mhm.
It's totally possible. Now I forgot about what I was going to say that I was theorizing.
Sorry.
Dang it.
No, but what was going to happen in the next episode?
The next episode, we're going to get a flashback episode, and hopefully it's not going to be as painful to watch as the first flashback episode.
Was it involved with cortosis?
Oh yeah. So there's a planet that's in I forget what book, called Baldemnik.
Okay.
That is an ocean planet that has rocky tropical islands and is also a place where people mine cortosis. So that's what I think that planet is.
Baldemic. And where was it? Where was it featured in the comic book?
Baldemnik.
Or-
It's I forget the
No, it's okay. We're wrapping it up.
it's the incident on Baldemic.
Is it a book or comic?
It involves Darth Tenebris.
Who is that?
Darth Tenebris
Mhm.
is the master of the other guy, Darth Plagueis.
Oh. I'd be totally chill, cool if we get. Okay, so I'm okay with the Jedi 100 years from this point not knowing about the Sith if everything here gets covered up. You know, that's the only way that makes everything work. And basically, they were almost revealed, but it was somehow through what happens in the next two episodes, they were shut down. So what's his name on the council never gets to hear about this incident.
Yeah, I don't think
a lot of people who are involved
this...
get killed already. A lot of people who are involved are already dead. So
right, I
or seem to be going rogue.
Yeah,
or seem to be going rogue. Yeah, so I have a feeling like I don't know. A lot of people are speculating that
fireworks going off.
That Osha is going to ultimately end up killing Soul by the end of the story.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like stuff like that would redeem, and he would get his just desserts, and stuff like that would redeem the show a little bit.
And they might blame, like Osha could kill. Osha could very much well kill Soul. Kamir could kill May. And then Osha can just claim that Master Soul went rogue and killed everybody on is that Brendok?
Mm-hmm.
And giving Vernestra her story for her report.
I could also see May and Osha killing each other and bringing balance to the Force. Like neutralizing each other, basically.
I don't know. Because one of the things that I think
far-fetched idea.
One of the things that Leslie Headland said about this series was about a
Possible
Sith
sequel.
infiltration of the Jedi.
Yeah,
have we seen that yet?
The green, what's her name?
Vanestra.
I think.
You think she's a Sith? I don't think she's
or being manipulated by them, like YoJimbo was saying.
Right.
You know, there's something weird going on. Everybody's acting really sus.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Soul is acting weird. He's tying people down to beds.
Right? What the heck?
You don't see Kamir tying Osha down.
The bad guy didn't do that to his captive.
Yeah.
But of course, and not only did he not do that to her, he let her pick up the only weapon there, like, and held it, you know, a emitter end to his own body. I mean, that's, you know, it's kind of, you know,
it's
confident, I guess. But yeah, it's very sus. I've always been very suspect of the Jedi. Not all of them.
I missed everything you guys just said. Sorry, I had an unexpected visitor. That's okay.
No, he's just speculating on the next episode or where the direction's going.
Or where the direction of the series. So the next episode, I'm expecting straight flashback, because the next episode is the.
Do we have a name?
We don't have a name for the episode yet, but we know that
it's related to the
writer.
other one.
The writer, director person is the same person as episode 3, the one name person.
Coronada?
Yeah,
I'm not saying it right.
Yeah.
Koganada?
Koganada, that's it.
COVID.
Koganada. So I'm expecting at least, I feel like we're going to get, well, could go one or two ways now that I'm thinking about it more. So once Osha puts on that helmet, maybe she can mentally connect with her sister and be privy to the story that Soul is about to tell May.
Kind of listening in on the call. Yeah,
exactly. Maybe, I mean, I could be wrong.
I didn't think about that, but my initial reaction was that I was upset that she put it on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he got you.
Right. Because also
you didn't even fight it.
I don't know. You probably don't know this, blah, blah, but some Sith artifacts are actually imbued with the spirits of their previous owners. Like,
yeah, I mean, I kind of had this feeling like, I don't know, but it just seemed like nothing good could come of it.
No,
there could be a ghost in that helmet.
There could be.
It's like the masks from that episode of Twilight Zone where they wear them and then they take them off and their faces are all messed up.
Yeah.
Nothing good was living in those masks.
No. But yeah. So I'm hoping that we're probably going to get the Jedi.
Her new name could be Smile Osha. Sorry.
That sounds like a greeting from one of the alien Jaloja. I think that's from the Orville.
Which I still haven't watched. I need to watch that.
It's a great sci-fi channel. There's hopefully they make it another season. It's been a while. It's a Seth MacFarlane show.
There's a long time between the previous seasons.
One of the YouTube channels that I watch fairly regularly is called Talking to Orville. The host on that show is a super diehard fan, but he's not a Star Wars fan. So I kind of clash with him a little bit. He's a Trekkie. But whatever.
A Spock sucker.
JP's a JP's a cool guy. But he's a
Spock sucker.
yeah. If you like the Orville, check out his channel. Anyway,
all right. Well,
yeah. I hope I think we're gonna get Soul's version of what happened next episode. If it's the full truth,
I think we said that last week too, though.
Yeah. Well, I thought
Soul's gonna die for sure.
I thought we were gonna get a lot more episode this week.
I thought we were gonna get a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a really exciting episode last week with one of the longest lightsaber duels of live action Star Wars ever. I mean, there was more lightsaber action during this episode than there was during the arena battle on Geonosis in episode 2, of the Attack of the Clones. But it is what it is. We got 2 episodes left. I think we're going to get almost all of the information that we need in the next episode, but we won't get the ultimate truth till the finale.
So one of the things about us continually complaining about the episode length, it just reminds me of like the old joke, like 2 elderly women are at a Catskill resort, and one of them says to the other one, "The food at this place is really terrible," and then the other one says, "Yeah, it's such small portions," and that's the show is the small portions.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are like, the show is terrible. So it's like, well, it's I'm not saying the show's terrible. I'm saying like, but
it is.
It's not the best. It's not the best Star Wars show on Disney Plus, but a lot of it is overblown. Like,
but I was going to say, I complain a lot about the length of the episodes, but it makes me want more.
Yeah,
right. Like if the show sucked, I wouldn't be complaining about the length of the episodes because I want more.
Well, I mean, maybe that's the point,
Yeah, like nothing's to me though. Like
if they're not going to have a second season, then it sucks. But if they are going to have a second season, then I suppose I could deal with the shorter episodes.
Right. Yeah, we don't know if there's going to be a second season or not yet. I doubt that there is. Leslie Headland did say that she wrote like this was written to be a self-contained story with a couple of loose ends in case they get a season 2. But primarily this whole story that we're having right now will be wrapped up in this. So that's why I think we're going to get the full truth in the finale, and we're going to get a lot of information next week, more information than we got this week, because this week all we really did was get a couple more questions. But yeah,
we're still essentially in the same position though,
right? Oh yeah, Mar. Okay, so Mar made another little good. Before we go, the voice line where they talk about collecting the bodies seemingly edited in post. Yeah. Like they did seem like they left, like, and they were just gonna straight leave, and then went, "Oh yeah, we should probably get those bodies."
Right. almost an afterthought, which was another weird thing for Vernestra, right? It just makes her seem a little even more sus than she already is.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the good guys. The good guys collect, like, everybody goes home. Even if they're dead, they're gonna go home. Like,
that's what I thought was weird about Soul just bailing. Like, okay, let's get out of here.
Well, yeah, but Soul.
Whoa! Wow. What's happening?
Stop using the force on your camera.
That was very dramatic.
It was very dramatic.
I'm just glad you were wearing pants. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of answers next week. Hopefully we'll have more than a third. Like if you this episode, if you shave off the credits and the previously on portion, it's about a half an hour, and that's just like they should be aiming for like the 40, 45, like between 40 and 45 minutes. That should be the aim. And, you know, for a normal an hour airtime, if you're watching it on regular TV with commercials, or on one of these like Disney Plus with like the lower tier that has ads, you know, fill out that hour. Don't fill that hour out with commercials. All
right, guys.
We lost Binks. All right.
You're losing me too.
All right. Well, yeah. So there you are.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Little Twilight Zone stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The figure. Yeah. If you're born normal looking, you're the freak, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
the pig faces.
Again, we'll be back again next week for the second to last episode.
Or will we?
Well, I will.
Thanks for joining us, Jacob and Mar.
And Mog and Yord.
Yord. And cute little Basil.
Well,
So we get everybody send DanMalore a bunch of pictures of
Spock suckers.
All the Basil memes you can find.
I'm definitely gonna find Basil things to send to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please like, share, subscribe. Come back next week for the second to last episode, and may the force be with you.